Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Bea Diaz-Fabros. In tonight's Game Plan, the first ever grand champions of the PBA 3x3, Brandon Rosser, Marvin Hayes, and Coach Willie Wilson of the Limitless Appmasters join us live.
Also catch up with the TNT Tropang Giga's new import Aaron Fuller after their recent win over Rain or Shine in the PBA Governor's Cup. And we'll give our hot takes about my partner, Bea Diaz-Fabros' favorite team in the NBA. It was supposed to be the Lakers, but then she can't defend them, so we're going to talk about the Golden State Warriors. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Tuluyang ipinamalas ng Limitless Appmasters ang lakas ng tatlo as they didn't just win their third straight championship in 3 weeks, but they also have been crowned the first ever PBA 3x3 Grand Champions. Tonight, Brandon Rosser, Marvin Hayes, and the man behind the scenes, behind the Limitless Appmasters, Coach Willie Wilson, will all share what it means to be the inaugural Grand Champions of the PBA 3x3. Congratulations and welcome to the game, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Coach Willie, I'm going to start with you because right before we went on air, everyone was saying that it's all because of you, kaya ng champion eh. So, Coach Willie, what does it mean? How does it feel that you helped guide this group to 3 consecutive top finishes dito sa PBA 3x3, lakas ng tatlo?
Now I'm extremely happy about winning, but I honestly need to reflect and defer to the players because honestly all the credit goes to them. They're the ones that put in the work, and honestly all I really did was put them in position to succeed and excel and and bring out all their talent.
Now, in terms of putting in the work, Marvin, you had a great game in that last game in the Grand Finals. You were a dead shot from the outside. But, coming into that last game of the Grand Finals, you guys knew that you were back-to-back champions in the last 2 legs. Did you guys feel any pressure that you guys had to make it 3 straight on that last and final game?
Siyempre may pressure na. Pero sabi nga ni Coach Will na huwag niyo isipin na nakakuha tayo ng 2 champion. Kumbaga, ito na yung grand final, so ibigay niyo na yung lahat. So, masaya ako sa kinalabasan ng team namin. So, credit din kay Coach Willie na sinabi niya sa amin kung ano yung gagawin bago mag-start yung game. Then also sa mga kasama ko rin.
Brandon, that last moment, it felt like it lasted forever. That last possession when Raymark went in and got that bucket. Could you describe the confidence you have in him to actually take that particular moment? And how were you feeling in the dying seconds of that game?
Oh man, I think the last 2 minutes lasted like 20 minutes. It felt like that game, but Raymar, he was huge.
Yo, Brandon, I think we lost your audio there for a minute. You there? All right.
Hello?
All right, there you go. So, yeah, if you could repeat that, just your thoughts about, Raymark taking that moment.
Yeah, Raymar, he's a confident player. He's somebody that grew a lot, throughout, each leg. And through the conference, Coach Willie, asked him to just be more assertive and control out there. He's our point guard, he's our leader. So on that last possession, he waved everybody off and he called his own number and he got the game-winning bucket. So, we're all really proud of Ray. And he was battling a lot. He's battling cramps yesterday, all day. And, for him to come through in that moment, and I'm really proud of him.
Well, Brandon, as expected, you were a monster on the rim. Nobody could stop you. But in terms of how your team played this whole Grand Finals, first season of the PBA 3x3, how proud of you are you of your team and the fact that you guys are the first ever champions of the PBA 3x3?
Yeah, I'm really excited, really happy. It was a group effort, from top to bottom, starting from Boss Bugs and to support staff at Phoenix, to Coach Willie putting us in position to be successful, and then us players just going out there and playing for one another. It was really exciting, and like I stated after the game, it always feels good when your hard work pays off, and that feeling is something that will last with us forever.
Coach Willie, it felt like yung entire run nyo, especially towards the tail end of the PBA 3x3 Lakas ng Tatlo circuit, it felt like you found different ways to make your players or help your players develop and evolve to fit this game. Brandon developed a shot from the outside. Parang bumata si Marvin Hayes. It feels like he never stopped running. Can you talk a bit about the adjustments that you had to help them make and the work that they put in?
Well, to be honest, when we first started, I didn't really know. I didn't really know what I was doing and what direction to go in. I seek advice from a lot of people, from the coaches at Phoenix. All those guys are my mentors. Coach Tropang, Coach Jamike, Coach John. So I mean, I got so many different opinions, and in the end, I just pretty much decided to go with what I knew, and that's how to play inside and play big. And as you see, the two players that are here, Marvin and Brandon, that's what they do. And we just tried to, assert our will on our opponents, try to exploit every single mismatch that we had against each opponent, and get better and better each and every leg, each and every game actually, and just do it a little bit better. So we talked about every single practice about just polishing and polishing and polishing. And as you see the results with the grand finals, I mean, again, we're not done polishing, but we're ascending.
Marvin, you had a very long career dito in playing basketball in general. Can you tell us a bit about what this means for you na you're part of this group, first ever champions ng PBA 3x3?
Siyempre, sobrang saya ko na napasama ako sa grupo na to, especially sa mga teammates ko na napakabait. Brandon, Joray, Raymar, siyempre si Coach Willie. Actually, si Coach Willie, naging teammate ko pa yan before sa Phoenix. So nung pumunta ako sa team, so parang hindi na ako masyadong nag-adjust kasi parang mabait naman yung mga kasama ko. Then, ayun nga, tinuturuan ko rin si Coach Willie na makapag-adjust kung ano yung gagawin kasi wala siyang idea before eh. So tinuturuan ko siya, nagbibigay din ako ng kasi nakapaglaro na rin ako ng Texter before. So ayun, na sobrang saya ko na napasama ako sa team na.
Alam mo, it felt like you had all the right pieces, the Limitless Appmasters, and you got hot when it mattered the most. The last 3 championships in the 3x3, including the grand finals. Gentlemen, congratulations once again. We can't wait to find out what's next for all of you. But until then, thank you very much, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Now, after the break, we'll check in with the TNT Tropang Giga's newest reinforcement, Aaron Fuller, after the team finished on the year on a winning note. Stay tuned, you're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. The 2021 Philippine Cup champs TNT Tropang Giga have been off to a slow start this conference, but have found a way to get back to the winning column just in time for the new year. The last-minute addition of import Aaron Fuller to replace the sideline Mackenzie Moore was key to their 95-92 win over Rain or Shine. And tonight, the reinforcement joins us live. Aaron, welcome back to the PBA and welcome to The Game.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, Aaron, we all know that you are not a stranger to the PBA because you already played with the NX Road Warriors, with the Blackwater as well. So what is the feeling like coming back to the Philippines in the middle of the pandemic and you are playing once again in front of all the Filipino fans?
Obviously this time was a little bit different because of the quarantine.
Yeah.
I had to quarantine for 5 days. So it was a little difficult coming straight out of quarantine and going, straight to the game. But when they bring you here, you have to get the job done. And so it wasn't a good-looking win, but we got the win though.
This team that you're a part of right now, obviously they're a championship caliber team. They won the last conference. You're coming in with the hopes of helping them hoist another trophy in this particular season. Is there any added pressure knowing you're coming into that situation? And what can you say about the makeup of your team right now?
We got a lot of good, hardworking guys. I mean, yeah, we have pressure, but I feel like we use that to our advantage to really play with a sense of urgency. And like I said, I didn't have the greatest game, but my teammates were able to lift me up and, really help us get this win. It wasn't just me, it was, everyone. I think we had about 5 or 6 people in double figures, so it was definitely a team effort.
You actually played against some of your teammates right now. Are they exactly what you remember from the last time you were in the Philippines, or are they even better, or maybe just they just look older but they're still the same?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that there's 2 that I played with, and obviously I played against some of the guys from TNT, so it's different to get like an inside look, and how they prepare for the game and how they practice and stuff. But yeah, for the most part, they all look the same. They still all act the same, and they still all know me. So it was a good and easy transition.
Aaron, you mentioned that you didn't really have a good game, but you actually had a double-double performance, 10 points, 13 rebounds against Rain or Shine, and more importantly, you got that win. So was there any adjustment period in the first few minutes, the first few quarters, or was it a fact that you were just really able to naturally get into the groove of your game in that game versus Rain or Shine?
It was on very short notice.
Yeah.
I just had one practice the morning before, so the plays that we're running was pretty limited. So I was trying to find a balance of trying to find my spot and kind of not getting everyone's way. But it was a little hard. I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, we were kind of down, but again, my teammates were able to cut down the lead at halftime, and we were able to, get the lead in the second half and kind of keep it.
So this team actually has a very distinct style of play. They want to run, they want to be able to get the three-pointers up, and they want to be able to play with a certain pace that people can't deal with. How do you feel you fit in with that, given the practices that you have already had, seeing that one game that you've had as well? How are you feeling in terms of that fit?
Oh, I love it. They want me to really, rim run, and and seal and get position. So I feel like it fits my style, to rebound and just push the ball and just really just play and not really have to focus on doing so many plays. And really just kind of playing basketball and just playing off of each other.
Well, it's great to know that your style fits the style of the TNT Tropang Giga. I'm sure all the fans are also excited to watch you play in more games. So what is your message to all the fans out there of TNT Tropang Giga?
We finished the year off strong. Come out and keep on supporting us. Our next game is January 6th. We're going to try and make a run and try to stack up some wins.
The fans are going to love hearing that. But right now, I just want to find out what are your first impressions were. Like, who was the first guy that came up to you as a player? Because I'm sure Coach Chot talked to you first. But then, in terms of the players that actually come up to you when you first came in, who was that guy? What did they say to you? And what was the expectation laid out right in front of you?
It's kind of a group of them at the same time. They all kind of came to me and said, we really played together as a team. As an import, they really just want me to, rebound play defense. It's not always just about scoring the ball.
Yeah.
It's about playing as a team and doing what's right that's going to help us win.
Yeah, again, you come in short notice. You've had only one practice. You haven't really hung out with these guys a lot. But then, unfortunately or fortunately, it is actually the holiday season. And I'm sure that they've found ways to reach out to you. How has the team tried to embrace you and try to help you gel with this group, given that fact that you are here during what's supposed to be a special time for every individual?
Yeah, we had 10 days, we had 10 days between our next game.
Yeah.
So, it really gives us time to really, gel together and kind of learn each other's tendencies. So, they really embraced me really well. I like everyone on the team, so it's only going to get better from here.
Right, so we know your message to the fans. We know the team's trying to get you more into it. But then you saw that stat line. We thought that it was okay,
Yeah.
13 points, 10 rebounds. But then what do you feel like you need to work on to make sure that, okay, you look at your game and you're happy?
Probably just, being more aggressive on offense, finishing more, probably getting some more rebounds. But at the end of the day, it's all about wins. You can have good stats, and if you lose, it doesn't really matter. So, at the same time, I wasn't quite happy with my stat line as far as helping the team. At the end of the day, we won. And so, I'm happy with that. And it's only going to get better from here. We're going to gel a lot more. Like I said, we have the practices. So, I'm just excited.
Well, you said it perfectly, Aaron. The most important thing is to get the win, and you got the win, so you got the job done. But hopefully you have enough time to really be able to gel with the team this holiday season in preparation for 2022. So thank you once again for joining us here on The Game, Aaron Fuller.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, when we return, we'll give our hot takes about my partner, Bias Fabros' favorite team in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors. Keep it here. You're watching The Game. You're watching The Game. I'm Paolo Del Rosario. As we are always a fan of the NBA, be sure not to miss the action this New Year weekend. On Sunday, Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors will battle the Utah Jazz on NBA TV Philippines. Then on Monday, it will be the battle between LeBron James and the Lakers against Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves over on One Sports. As we are delighted with the presence of one Mrs. Bea Daez Fabros tonight, we shall give our hot takes about her favorite team in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors. Actually, her favorite team is the Lakers, but then they're not doing so well.
It's hard to defend them right
it's hard
now.
to defend them. So we're going to make it easier on her.
Number two.
Her number 2 is the Golden State Warriors. Unfortunately for me, I had to give hot takes that I feel would annoy her. So let's start with this. I feel that Steph Curry, good MVP case, but KD has a stronger MVP case rather than Steph Curry. Why? Because KD is uplifting a Nets team that is demolished top to bottom. They're playing guys that they did not expect to play. Instead, Steph Curry is getting all the love because he is getting milestone after milestone. But that doesn't mean he is the best basketball player this season. So, I think if he does win that MVP, talking about Steph Curry, it will probably be because he got a milestone. But KD, definitely the best player this season for me and the MVP.
Okay, so wait a bit. Wait. I think that in terms of winning the MVP race, it's not just about stats, but it's also about the storyline.
Yeah.
So in terms of stats, I'll give that to KD. So he is a little bit above Steph Curry in terms of points and rebounds. But in terms of the storyline, I mean, come on. On a team aspect, the Warriors were 15th last season, and now they're tied at #1 in the Western Conference. And aside from that, Steph Curry, and you cannot discount this, Pao, that he is the best shooter in the NBA, in the world actually. So with that, I think that he will really be the MVP.
Look, if you take away the fact that he hit the record-breaking three-pointers, if he didn't do that, then we're probably talking about him less.
But at the
Right?
same,
But I'm saying, you take that away, you're probably talking about KD more, and KD, despite not having all of that, is still up there. Now, moving on. God.
I think I was
All
able
right.
to defend
No,
as well.
no, all right. So wait, up next, Draymond Green. People are saying, oh, he's a front runner for DPOY, but he doesn't lead any individual stats, even in on and off numbers. I actually think, I'm not even talking about Rudy Gobert, Matisse Thybulle might be the better defender than Draymond Green. Why? He shuts down people. Go to the playoffs. You're going to look at how the stars align and how the stars will have to do great things. Matisse Thybulle will make sure the stars don't do it. You saw what he did to Steph Curry. Look what imagine what he could do to the stars of the East. So I think Draymond Green, great team defender, maybe going into the DPOY race as one of the favorites. But Matisse Thybulle, probably the guy you want against star players.
Well, yeah, you do have a point there. I mean, Matisse Thybulle, in terms of an individual one-on-one defender, he is definitely one of the best.
Yeah.
And he is one of the younger guns, the rising stars in terms of defenders. But you cannot discount, again, Draymond Green. I mean, he's a four-time first-team All-Defender, and he was the Defensive Player of the Year in 2017.
Yeah,
and on top of
ago.
that, you said it right. You know, I mean, he's a team defender. He makes his team look good. If you look at the stats on a team-wise, the Golden State Warriors are actually #1 in terms of defensive rating. So aside from him even looking good, he makes his teammates look better. And on that note, I think that Draymond Green is a much better defender than Thybulle.
You think it's a better? Okay. Well, again, you said a while ago individually you think Thybulle might be a better defender, but especially when he's on a guy. But again, I digress.
You cannot discount his effect on the team.
I'm not saying that he doesn't have a good effect on his team. I'm just saying that maybe we have to look at Matisse Thybulle too. Up next, everyone's saying, oh, Klay Thompson's going to change everything. But I don't think this takes too hot. I think it's just true. We will not see the old Klay Thompson. Sure, he'll be able to shoot. But people forget, he was a two-way player. He wasn't just an offensive threat. He was a great defender, great wing defender, was actually part of a defensive All-NBA team. But now, can you expect him to guard the stars of the West? Can you expect him to guard a Damian Lillard, a Donovan Mitchell, a Devin Booker? We're not going to see the same Klay. And you talk about the defensive rating of Draymond Green, how he makes all his teammates better, but what if Klay makes it worse?
Oh, wait, hold on. But I think we need to look at Klay Thompson in terms of his personality.
Oh my God. Where are we talking about the personality?
Because in terms of his personality, he's just so aggressive and he really wants to be the best.
Yeah.
And if you look at his social media, you can see it in his posts that he really wants to get back on court. And knowing him that he is like next to Steph Curry, maybe the next best three-point shooter, currently active player in the league right now, I think that he'll really put in the work to be able to help the Warriors. I mean, currently they're #1, and with him inserting him into the lineup, hopefully by early Q1 of next year, I can think that they will be the champions once again this
Okay,
season.
he will make it back to the court, that's for sure. He has been working hard. He will be still be a great shooter. That won't go away. But again, right now, will he be limited defensively, and will that be something that the Warriors might regret come playoff time? I think should be something to watch out for. Also, he's going to take away touches from guys that are rising in star power. Poole, Wiggins, all those guys. You don't know what's going to happen when you bring in a guy who's going to take up a lot more possessions than those guys who are rising. Again, with that, we move on to the last take. And, this last take was a point of argument with me and our writer, Mix Gomez. because I said that, well, let's just put it this way. I don't think that the Warriors are locks for the NBA
really?
Finals.
How
I don't
come?
think they're locks for the NBA Finals simply because, look, right now, they're not by far the best team in the NBA. Sure, you can look at the net rating. Sure, you can look at the standings. Right now, they're actually tied with the Suns. And there are three good teams in the West. And you have to feel that, of course, Lakers fans out there will be like, oh, don't forget about us. So here, I'm giving you flowers, Lakers fans. If the Lakers do get healthy, they actually play really good defense. If you have a healthy core complement, and you never know what they can do, especially with playoff LeBron. So, all the people who think that this is the same Warriors that will march the finals over and over again, a la Warriors Cavs era.
Yeah.
I think you gotta realize that this is a tougher road for them. And the Suns are really good. The Jazz are really good. No one's gonna tell me, oh, the Jazz are gonna make it. No, so I'm not even gonna say that. But then there are a lot of good teams out there. And the Warriors could go down to any of. Imagine if Denver gets healthy.
Okay, hold on. But I think the fact that, the Warriors are trying on a revenge season this year, given the fact that, they were out of the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And the fact that Klay Thompson will be coming in, hopefully right before the playoffs. They have enough time to gel once again. And they have a fresh guy in Klay Thompson who's like out on revenge to really have the best season, comeback season after his ACL injury. So I really think
Achilles
that
injury,
Achilles injury,
which makes it worse.
He had an ACL than an Achilles injury.
That's worse.
But given that Klay Thompson, he really wants to get back on
Yeah,
court, and
yeah.
his work ethic and everything, I just feel that the Warriors still have a chance. And come on, you cannot discount the fact that they are number one in this season.
They have the chance, but they're not locks. That is my point. And that might actually go away in the sense that the Suns might actually take up the top spot if they do lose to my Jazz on a New Year's Day at their time. So let's see what happens then. Again, this is the worst timing for me personally to bash the Warriors, especially with the Jazz playing them soon. But anyway, there you have it, Bea. Let's still be friends at the
I know,
next
we're
year.
friends again.
Okay?
We're friends
Yeah,
again.
we're going to be good. All right.
Okay, so meanwhile, the MVP group of companies, together with its partners, are in unity in spreading joy and hope this season, and you can be part of this remarkable movement. This time, our friends from Angona Rizal received a holiday surprise. Let's watch this.
Madaming beses na kami bumabalik dito, napaka-organized kasi. Ang mga tao ay disiplinado, kaya nakikita namin na talagang dapat silang tulungan. Dahil pinangangalagaan din nila to itong area na to. At napaka-importante nun para sa amin dahil kami ay may advocacy din sa environment. So ang Metro Pacific Foundation ay namigay ng 200 na Noche Buena packs na nakalagay sa isang box na nandoon ng pang salad, pang spaghetti at merong ham. No, talagang gusto namin pa-feel na Noche Buena eh. Hello, Tatay Pirot. To, sabi ko sa iyo, di ba, bibigyan kita?
Tuloy pa rin ang Pasko ng Pinoy kahit ano pa mang pasakit sa ating bumalakid. Pag-ibig sa ating puso ay mamamalagi na para bang ngiti dito sa ating labi.
Tayo as private sector, within the MVP group, napakagandang nagsasama-sama tayo, nagkakaroon tayo ng bayanihan dahil alam natin na merong nagkakaroon ng pag-asa, no? Lalo na ngayon na napakahirap ng buhay.
Salamat po. Tuloy pa rin po ang Pasko.
Dito si Sitio Santo Niño, Wawa San Rafael Rodriguez Rizal. Tuloy pa rin ang Pasko! Maligayang Bayanihan Pilipino!
Tuloy pa rin ang
Let's do our part and spread the Christmas cheer to our fellow kababayans. You may send your donations to the accounts flashed on your screen or contact us on the following details. Tara na sa isang maligayang bayanihan Pilipino. Thank you once again for joining us. I'm Bea Diaz-Fabros.
Watch out for a special New Year's Eve episode tomorrow as we look back to some of the best moments of 2021. Warriors fans, I'm so sorry for what I just said a while ago.
You're forgiven, Pao. It's
Biggs
okay.
Gomez, that's his fault. Look him up. I'm Paul De Rosario. This has been The Game.